not together. I had a meeting with Brian Kempton.
What's that?
I had a meeting with Brian Kempton.
Come on in. Hello, how you doing, man?
Good, how are you?
I'm kind of dealing with this long summer with me, but. So are you guys moving, or is he's not promoting on up to our next grade and staying here? Or?
He's not staying here.
Okay. Because he automatically promotes and just is in our next, unless he goes to one of our other schools, and we just automatically transfer him.
I assume you don't talk to Carson then.
I haven't talked to Carson, no?
Your teachers are abusive. They're physically and verbally violent with Carson. When we call, the school just says, okay. He's been physically assaulted, and the school was like, okay. Mrs. Copel is nonstop harassing our family, even though we've asked her several times not to contact me during work. She started calling our emergency contact to see if Carson wanted to do yoga class or history of
Well, we have to contact everybody for electives.
but our emergency
next year.
contact via text message and phone calls.
Okay, so, because it's I'm not being, it's the code I have to withdraw him from.
Violence of your violence.
Well, no, it's a code. If you are not, I mean, it's a state code. It's a W1 if you're withdrawing and going to Cactus, Valago, that kind of thing.
No.
If you're going outside of our district, I can withdraw him and you're free to go. We've already stored the grades. Nobody's getting grades for quarter 4. It's just the way this thing is done. And so he's basically already done with 6th grade. If you're gonna enroll online, you'll want that withdrawal document, that kind of a thing. Is that what you're gonna do, maybe to try an online thing? Okay, there's a lot of options, a lot of work for
He's
you.
already enrolled somewhere else.
Okay, so, what was the date? Cause that's important. They can't bill the state if I'm, what was the date that he started?
He's gonna start August 10th. It's his start date, but he's already
Oh, for next
registered
year.
online. Yes.
Okay, for next, that's. So he's not starting that school. He's not gonna finish 6th grade with the online school. He's already enrolled to do online 7th grade. You're just basically withdrawing him a little early. And then what I do, I email all these teachers saying Carson is withdrawn, and he's done. His grades are done through the year. It's just as though he finished 6th grade. Not a problem. It's just everybody automatically gets withdrawn at the end of the year, but this is fine. No, not a problem. So today's date is his withdrawal date, so to speak. He's just being withdrawn a couple weeks early. And then with you signing it, that means, because there's only 2 ways I can do it. If I get a records request from the school for this year, which we wouldn't have because it's for 7th grade, or you coming in and signing it. So yeah, I'm glad you were able to come in. This way I can withdraw him, you guys are done, and hopefully things will work out.
Well, he won't be beat up in the hallways while teachers watch. He won't be threatened by teachers. He won't be in. I cannot understand. Why would a teacher say, I'm going to staple your mouth shut? Why would your gym teacher write his name in permanent marker on his body that wasn't even his gym shirt? And then when I call him about it, he's like, I don't know why you're being so dramatic. Your office staff never calls back. I've been calling and
Really?
calling and calling.
Who do you have PE keys or?
And what's the other one? The other one called me and said that Carson was being
Miss
a
Molina?
disruption.
Molina?
And then she made him stand at the front of the room while they called me. It turns out he wasn't being a disruption. He was being physically assaulted. And the teacher then writes me this long email going, oh, my bad. I hadn't even talked to Carson yet.
Oh, gee whiz.
This
Well,
is how your school's always been. The last time, my last kid I sent here, I had to withdraw her because your teacher was taking her on field trips in her personal vehicle without telling anybody.
Yeah, that's not.
What was her name? Mrs. And she was having sleepovers at her house. She threw a
That
rock
teacher
in.
was?
Yeah, Miss Duran.
I know she's the cheer coach. She does a lot of student involvement.
Apparently she's a pillar of the community, even though she's forging signatures.
She's a little different.
Well, she's
she's-
kidnapping children and taking them in her car, and then she's forging my signature, and that was perfectly fine with the school because she's a pillar of our community, even though we caught her doing all these things. Then she told the entire cheer team, who then bullied my daughter right out of school, but we're not going to give you any transportation to the new school because she hasn't physically been kicked out of this school, despite the fact she couldn't come to this school because of the violence the other students were.
Is she still enrolled here, or is she?
No, we had to
Oh,
we've had to withdraw every child I brought
Okay,
here out
okay.
of this school after the 6th grade because you
I
guys are so
gotcha.
awful.
I got you.
And you guys have no intention of being better. You do nothing to be better.
Well, it's different this year. This
You
year is
have
different.
an
with the new
online
principal.
website of kids beating each other up on your property.
I can't change that, but I know this year was probably one of our most positive years we've had, as far as.
Are you kidding?
No, I'm not kidding. We've had.
She
a
threatened to
good year.
staple his mouth shut.
Oh, I know. There's incidents where that shouldn't have happened.
He
But
was
we've had-
jumped and your school didn't do anything
Needless to
about
say,
it.
We've had a pretty good year. Every school has violence, I know. We've had a good year. This is one of my better years for our administrator. I mean, as far as positive, the things that they're doing that are
They're
good.
physically and assaulting students. Him riding on his personal clothing
No,
is.
I know, there's things that happen, and unfortunately, these are just really unfortunate. But overall, for me, this is my 10th year, my 11th year. This has been a pretty good year overall. There's always gonna be things that
Wow.
happen.
Apparently, the school has no standards.
Huh.
You think teachers physically assaulting kids are okay?
No, I do not.
There you
I
go.
do not.
So you bring your baby that you've raised,
Well, I-
and you want to be in a place where everything is
You
fine,
want everybody to be safe.
and they're not.
I just know personally, I've had, the best relationship with our administrators this year because of Mr. Loughlin. He's been a good.
Who didn't
administrator.
understand why that physical violence was not a big deal.
And I can't answer for that. I just know that it's been a positive year for me.
Wow.
And I look forward to next year. Hopefully next year, this kind of thing doesn't happen. I don't know why or what.
Oh,
we
well,
can
it's
get
funny
in-
because we've been calling and nobody ever wants to get back to us. So
Well, let's get this done so you can sign it.
we've been to the district, we've been to the administration, and you all have the same attitude of, oh, okay, oh, okay, okay.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that.
Well, I mean, I hope
I-
someone
I'll-
treats your kid that way.
All my grandkids have gone through here. I mean, I've never had that happen, unfortunately. And I'm sorry that it's happened.
So we just don't matter. Can we sign the paper so we can get out of here? You're making me uncomfortable.
I'm sorry. There's a lot of clicks to get the withdrawal form signed, and that's all you need. I'm almost there. Okay, withdrawal form. And I'm sorry, I'm not trying to make you uncomfortable. I just didn't know.
You're underplaying it. Oh, it's fine. This is the best year we've ever had. You're downplaying it all.
I'm saying for me personally, it's been a good year for me.
Okay, well, that's
I'm
important.
sorry, he hasn't. That's just terrible. Oh, I agree.
Can't believe that disrespecting parents, disrespecting is perfectly okay with the administration here. It's absurd.
It's not.
It is
And I
what you
wanna-
do though.
Well, I want to ask some questions. I want to find out why his situation was, why it got to this way, because I don't know.
It's been this way ever since I sent any of my kids here.
Gee whiz. Yeah. So today's date is 5/11. And your last day will be 5/08. Then you'll sign here, and then today's date again is. He wasn't in special ed or anything, right? No special classes,
Nope.
no IEP.
we need to enroll is here.
Okay, just a couple of minutes, we're almost there.
Well, I'll warn them as I'm walking out the door. Cops have to come here and sit while there's guns being hidden in the school.
Okay, I need you to sign, line number 12. Just use whichever one, then we'll make a copy of it. Do you want his
Mr. Kempton, can I see you for a second?
Sure. Here's a copy of his report card too that we got. You come on with me this way. We'll make a copy and as you go out. Just that, let me make this copy.
We're waiting for these things to 8, 9 days, they coming back. They said maybe by tomorrow. Well, anyway, I was looking to see, because originally they were going to go September and
What's going on?
Oh, no, do you want to just have her sit out here? Or?
Yeah, sure. I'm not sure which one's a copy because I have to keep the original. All right, Mom. Take care.
You should probably be wearing a mask.